Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Archangel Ministries. Before we get into the subject matter that we're going to be covering today, let me go ahead and get all the other stuff out of the way. Alright, so first off, I apologize for being gone for so long. I have been extremely busy. Had to do an emergency operation all the way up close to the New York area a couple of weeks ago. Let's see here, when was that? That was mid-October. And then right after that, I had operations here locally that were taking place close to and around Halloween. And then Halloween night, once I finally got to the point where I thought I was going to lay down and relax, one of my alters came forward, scared the piss out of my wife, started feeding me memories one right after another, and I was down for about 4 or 5 days after that, simply because of the trauma and the PTSD and everything from the memories. And then on top of that, I've been working non-stop literally every single day. This is literally the first chance I've had in about 5 weeks to even think about sitting down and do some kind of video for you guys. And the reason being for me working so hard and working so much is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, we're broke. Personal finances are down to almost nothing, and the ministry account is completely drained right now after running that operation up around the New York area, as well as the others. So, yeah. On a more positive side, though, I have finished 2 new designs that are going to be on hoodies and shirts, both long sleeve and short sleeve, as well as hoodies, that I'm going to try and have ready to go for purchase and stuff on the website, hopefully by tomorrow. And I really like these designs. I think they're some of the best ones I've done so far. I think they're really cool, but that's just me. So when they're up, you guys can check them out and let me know what you guys think. So I should have that up hopefully tomorrow afternoon. And if any of you guys have considered donating or would like to donate, everything should be operational on the website for that. If for some reason you're having problems on the website, then please head over to givesendgo.com/archangelministries91, and you can make donations there, and they will go directly into the ministry account, which would help us out a ton, because I still have a major operation coming up during Yule, and unless God blesses us with a financial miracle, I'm not sure how that's going to go. Okay, now then, to the task at hand. A lot has happened since the last time I was on here. Okay, so what all has happened? Well, the elections happened, more escalations between us and Russia have happened, the deep state's freaking out, the Democrats are freaking out, the libtards are freaking out. You know, it's one crap storm after another, right? Okay, so I think you guys know full well by now, as far as politics goes, I'm a constitutionalist. I'm independent more than anything. I don't adhere to one party or another. As a matter of fact, I think the two-party system is a total amount of garbage and whatnot, and is not at all vehement or not at all in line with what the Constitution states is supposed to be. However, Trump got elected. I would like to be hopeful. I know there's a lot of people that are, but I'm also very cautious. I don't buy into the whole Christian circle thing where Trump's anti-Christ and blah, blah, blah. I've heard this crap about so many different people, so many different times now, that you know what? I've survived like 20 Antichrists at this point. Okay? I've also been left behind and sit here for at least 30 supposed rapture events at this point, too, so I don't put any stock on what is popular in most Christian circles these days. What Trump is saying is good. A lot of the people he's surrounding himself with, for the most part, are okay as far as their certain roles and stuff goes. The biggest one that gives me pause is Elon Musk, and I think you guys already know the reason why, given who his mother is, and his constant flaunting of the occult, just like the necklace he was wearing at the little UFC event he was at, hanging out with Trump the other night. I'm skeptical. I'm very, very skeptical. For those of you guys that are not, that are very hopeful, I hold nothing against it, hold nothing against you guys. Please know that. But I would advise you to use caution. I advise you to use caution, not necessarily because Elon Musk is involved in this whole thing and giving his background. Not because I have certain pauses about Trump and his background. But because the stuff that they are being very, very public about right now is something that, when transitioning into a position of power, these are things that you want to keep close to the chest, right? You shouldn't, knowing that you are taking power from a hostile enemy via an election process. The last thing you do is let your enemy know that once you take power, you're coming for them, especially before you have actually taken said power. Okay? So all this stuff, them talking about how they're going to publicly release the Epstein, client list, and they're talking about court martials and stuff like that for the generals and the military personnel involved in the Afghanistan debacle, and tariffs, and Elon and Vivek being in charge of gutting the federal government and the bureaucracies and everything else. I know he has to let some of his people that support him know what he's doing. However, a lot of this stuff should be kept very secret until you are sworn in, and then your actions should be what speaks as opposed to your words. Because right now, all of them are painting very big targets on themselves. The only reason why you could run your mouth about these things is if the fix was in, and you are a part of said system and know that you have a role to play. I'm not saying that that is the case. I'm just saying history would dictate that that would be the only way being so public about these things would actually make sense. What else? Oh, so, yeah, be cautious. We still have 2 months to go before he's sworn in, and another month, maybe more, after that of them clearing all of the people that he wants in his cabinet and congressional approvals and everything else. We have a lot of time for a lot of bad things to happen. And in the meantime, you can guarantee that the deep state, the Luciferians, Biden's handlers and stuff are going to do everything they can to get us well into the depths of a potentially nuclear world war before Trump is ever even sworn in. So, I mean, Biden gave approval to Ukraine to use missiles given to them by us, by America, to strike Russia. And they did it. Russia said a long time ago that that was a red line for them. And Putin today said that they upgraded their nuclear doctrine to say that if a nuclear power sponsors another country by giving them arms, and that country uses said arms to attack Russia, to attack the motherland, or I think that's what they call it, that would be potential justification for Russia to use nuclear weapons. We have North Korea prepping their nuclear weapons, as well as sending troops and stuff to Russia to fight in Ukraine. We have South Korea that is looking at getting into the fray. Poland, Sweden, the UK, Germany. This is really turning into a potential superstorm of war. I mean, this has the real potential to be an actual world war. I would consider it one already, especially if you look at the history of how World War I and World War II started before things really got going. So I think we are in those stages. So, and not to mention, we have to look at the U.S. economy. The Fed is bankrupt. I don't know if you guys are aware that the Fed is bankrupt. I think the only reason why the American dollar is even somewhat stable right now is because it is fake. It's being upheld by false magical numbers at this point. Because the BRICS nations, especially with Iran and all of them being involved, they've outmaneuvered the U.S. dollar. We cannot adhere to the petrodollar anymore. I mean, it's an impossibility. If America's going to be sustained and survive, then we're going to have to go back to a silver and gold-based currency. And I'm not so sure I see that happening, to be honest to you. The last person that tried it got assassinated, JFK. So, I advise caution. I still advise you getting your house in order, making sure your preps and everything are taken care of. Long-term storage food, water purification, firearms, ammunition, medical supplies. Actually, medical supplies should come before the firearms and ammunition. And then if you have finance and stuff left over, gold, silver, these are things that are important right now. Because you want to make sure that not only you are provided for, but those that are close to you that may be in a bad situation or may need to rely on you. Family, close friends, relatives, things of that nature. So these things you need to consider. We're in a very tumultuous point in history right now. There are multiple avenues and directions this could go, not just as far as global war goes, but also as far as America goes. The Democrats have already floated the idea and have already started working on it, including being very public about it, about them creating a coalition between governors and stuff and mayors of different areas, and basically creating a shadow government that will adhere to only them and be rebellious against the federal government and the president. We have a real potential here for a civil conflict to still pop off, and then you have Trump coming out saying that he may even use the Insurrection Act to use the National Guard to go in and take on, like Vende Aragua and MS-13, the Sinaloa cartels, the Iranians, Hezbollah, terror cells and stuff like that have crossed our border illegally, and actually to deport them. Depending upon how that's handled, I don't see it being violence-free. I really don't. Now, I agree that it needs to be done, but I don't see this being done in a way that's going to be peaceful. Do you honestly think members of Hezbollah are going to go quietly? Do you honestly think MS-13, Sinaloa Cartel, Vendearagua, do you honestly think these people are going to go quietly and be like, oh, you're here to deport us? Okay, we're going to come right with you. You're talking about groups that are heavily armed. And that's not to mention the Russian and Chinese sleeper cells that are in America. I mean, we've had millions of them crossing over. The Chinese especially, I think for a while there, we had somewhat 30,000 Chinese military age males crossing over a day at one point. So there's a lot going on that you still need to keep your eye on, still need to be concerned about. So please do not get swept up with the hopium hype. All right? Mind your P's and Q's. Keep an eye on your surroundings at all time. Be very mindful. If you have not purchased a gun, I highly recommend you do it now. As a matter of fact, the next video I'm dropping after this one is going to be weapon selection. I'm going to go over some of my firearms, each one, the specific use and purpose that I've designed them for to be, and environments for them to be used in. I'll kind of want to give you as much of a guideline as I can, especially for you guys that don't know exactly what you're looking at. There's a lot to consider when purchasing a firearm. Self-defense. Is it a carry gun for you to carry wherever you go? Is it home protection? Is it a range toy in case of like rifles and stuff? Is it a scout rifle, sniper rifle, something you can use for hunting? Or is it meant for close quarter combat, up close and personal, barrel links? There's a whole bunch to get into and to go over, so it's going to be a long video, but I'm working on it and I'm hoping I'll have that out possibly Sunday, because there's a lot that's going into this one, and it's only partially recorded, so I'm hoping I'll finish it up and have it ready to go by Sunday. That way you guys have something to go on. Alright. Having said that, guys, I'm sorry I can't go a lot more in depth than what I have tonight. I really want to, but as you guys can imagine, I am exhausted. And I still have to take care of the dogs and get them fed and take them out and run with them, let them play and everything before I can even think about relaxing. So I'm going to go do that. And please, guys, ministry needs support. You guys, I think y'all know I'm not one to beg. We have lots of t-shirts and hats and stuff that are already designed and ready to go on the website. If you would like to purchase one, the money that's made off of those goes directly into our account. But we really need donations, and we need to rebuild our coffers some, because, like I said, we've got some major cases that we're working and a lot more stuff going on that I need to raise the finances for. So if you guys can help out with that in any way, even if it's just like a $5 donation on GiveSendGo, please do that for us. Alright guys, having said that, I am signing out. This is Archangel. Have a good night, guys.